This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Well, hello, and how do you do?
Good afternoon. It's basically Wednesday, Swanee, because it's a short week, so that's
so
my
funny.
positive outlook for the day.
I mean, is there a better adjective for a day off on Friday than good?
Yeah,
It is the best Friday.
the best.
Today is a very, very special day, though. On this day, 11 years ago, I welcomed my one and only daughter, Peg.
Wow.
And what a moment that was. I'll never forget it. Her beautiful little face. Perfect, because out the sunroof.
Obs, you're not an idiot.
I'm not an idiot. Am I too posh to push? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And I would make that decision every day. I saw her this morning, obviously, broke into her bedroom. She's getting ready for school. And I said, welcome to the best day of my life. To which I heard down the hallway my middle son going, hey!
Yeah, you can't be spewing that out.
I know. I just forget because, of course, they were the three best days of my life.
Of course.
But yes, today Peg is 11.
Happy
11 years old.
birthday, Peg. How exciting.
She's magic.
What else is exciting, Swanee, is the fact that Easter is this weekend.
I know.
And we have to play our final round of Chrissy's buns. Spin the wheel. It'll land on a hot cross bun.
We get to give away cash and listen to that great
Yes,
track.
we do. Your favourite song.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go all Eastery.
Baker's Delight have been perfecting the hot cross bun since 1980. See for yourself and grab a six-pack today. Chrissy's Buns.
Unless you got buns, hon. Perfecting the hot cross bun since 1980. At last count, that's 44 years. And I can tell you they've achieved it.
That's a long time.
Oh, my God. The apple and cinnamon. I've eaten so many this season.
I've only had one hot cross bun this season. I know.
Oh, my God.
How many do you reckon you've had?
I reckon I've had a dozen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Solid.
a dozen. Well, also because air fryers have changed the game forever.
Right.
You know, they're crispy on the outside. Simone, we digress. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
How many hot cross buns have you had this season, Simone?
A lot. I work at a bakery.
Oh, my God. Did you know, because you're calling us from Adelaide, and I just did a little...
No, I'm calling you from Perth.
Oh, you're calling me from Perth. Oh, my God. Well, I'll have to recheck because I thought you were calling me from Adelaide. Let me have a look. I'm doing a weather check because it's very important to know what sort of weather. It's going to be hot in Melbourne and hot in Adelaide.
Oh, for Easter Day.
On Easter Sunday. And in Perth, you are looking at 31 degrees. What is your status on the Easter egg hunt in the garden in those climates, Simone?
Well, we're going to be doing one inside purely because my dog likes to find all the Easter eggs first. Or my birds do.
Oh, your
Yeah.
birds.
Yes, we have pink and greys, and they like to find the Easter eggs and eat them, and it's not good for them.
Wow.
No, it is not. I mean, look, it's really not good for anyone, but that's not going to stop us. So I've got the wheel in front of me, Simone. I am going to spin up a bun. Every single Baker's Delight bun on the wheel has a different money amount attached to it. And it's time for the best song in the world.
down.
Do you know the next bit? Spinning wheel, got to go round. Listen to it. I mean, try not to dance. All
How
right.
bloody good's radio?
Pony, let the spinning wheel. It has stopped, Simone, on my personal favourite, the apple and cinnamon hot cross bun, and that means it's $650 for you.
Oh, my God. I've literally just been approved for a home loan, and we're down with money, so it'll be amazing. Thank you so much.
Put that straight on the offset account, Simone.
Yes, exactly where it's going. Oh,
Good
my
on
God.
you.
Thank you so much.
It's so much money. How great.
$650 cash on a Tuesday.
And that's it, isn't it? We don't get to spin the wheel ever
No.
again. Thank you, Baker's Delight. We've loved it.
We have, and also feel free to send in some hot cross buns before Sunday, guys.
They are the best.
They really are.
Yeah.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Hey, Priceline Sister Club members. Don't forget, when you shop at Priceline, there is more to love as a Sister Club member. Every point gets you closer to a $5 reward. Scan your card in store or log in online and start shopping.
Head in store or online at priceline.com.au.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here kicked off on Sunday night, and it's such a great... It feels like my version of the grand final.
Yeah, right, okay.
The first episode I just love because you get to see who's going in.
It is exciting.
And it's a great crew this year. Khan Ong is in there. Sky Wheatley, who's an... Have you noticed she refers to herself as an influencer every
that what she
time with a
says?
Z? Yeah.
Is she doing that to be funny or is she just saying influencer?
No, I don't know. Good question. I would have thought she was doing it to be funny, but who knows?
I would think so. She was fantastic on Big Brother when she was on it 10 years ago.
Yes,
loved
she's
her.
fabulous. I follow her on the socials.
Yeah.
But the biggest star in there, they always like to throw in a big name, and it's Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle, who weirdly looks exactly the same as he did as a child.
I also loved him as Agent Cody Banks. Do you remember those films? They were great.
I do. I mean, they were. I was a bit old for
You
them,
were,
but
yeah.
how could you forget Agent Cody Banks? But do you think it's odd that his face is exactly the same as it was when he was a child?
It is.
Some people have that.
If he hadn't lost his hair or didn't have a shaved head, he would literally just look like himself 20 years ago.
And he's small too, like a
Yeah.
child. He also has the palate of a child. And last night he confessed that there is a very common food that he has never eaten.
I'll have the chicken.
Babe, you gotta try. Okay, what haven't you tried that's on the board?
Any of that on that side.
Are you kidding me? You've never had a tomato?
Oh, I've never had a tomato.
Oh,
Ever in my whole life.
my God.
Why not? Do you not have them in America?
We invented tomatoes.
doesn't-
I like ketchup.
How old are you? Sorry? How old are you?
38.
You're 38.
Yeah.
And you've never had a tomato.
No,
And you
I've
have
never
them
had
in
a
your country.
strawberry. I've never had a tomato.
That's
I've never had.
That Sky.
That is unbelievable
That
to
is.
me. How can you get to nearly 40 and never have come across a fresh tomato or a strawberry?
It makes me think he must have asked to not eat these foods because he spoke last night on the episode about being a child actor and how he would run from set from Malcolm in the Middle to school and all those types of things. He would have been having food made for him. Naturally, a tomato is going to end up in a sandwich. Like he
I
must be saying
agree.
he must be saying no tomato.
It must that it's the most unusual thing I've
Yeah.
ever heard. 13, 24, 10. What is a very common food that you haven't eaten? I want to know what that food is and how you have avoided it for so long.
Have you never tried anything?
I think I've tried everything, but my son, Kit, accidentally had never had a prawn. Never. And I can't believe it because you would have thought at some point before he was probably about 8 years old, he would have had like a little shrimp in the fried rice, or something.
And given your love for prawns as well.
Exactly. Well, on Boxing Day, the year he turned 8, I ordered some takeaway food and it arrived and there was a prawn toast, which I believe is the best Chinese entree, the sesame prawn. And he had a big bite of that and went into full anaphylaxis.
Scary, man.
Because he'd never, and I was like, oh my God, you must have never had a prawn.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Last night on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. God, I love that show. I love it. Freddie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle.
Frankie.
What
Did you
do I
say
call
Freddie?
it?
Freddie?
Frankie. Frankie and Malcolm.
Malk. Agent Cody Banks. Oh my God, we haven't talked about what we did in the car park yesterday after we finished the show in relation to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
What is it?
We sat in your car and watched a TikTok of AJ Rochester
God.
reacting to Michelle Bridges walking in.
If you have TikTok, do not miss the sideshow of AJ Rochester, who cannot stand Michelle Bridges for perfectly
Satan.
fair reasons.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, they know each other and they've had a terrible time
Working
together.
relationship, yeah.
She is not happy. I am happy. I think the cast is fantastic this year.
And it's also not even about the celebrity element as much anymore, Swanee. I treat it as Big Brother. It's like a social experiment watching
I agree.
people all together.
I agree. And they're so brave and so wonderful. Anyway, Frankie Muniz last night. I mean, things are going to get very, very bad. And I know that because I've done the show. On the first couple of shows, they give you meat, protein that you understand, like chicken.
Right.
Eventually, it turns into emu neck, ostrich neck, which is 90% vertebrae.
So is it
Anyway.
like crunchy?
It's so disgusting, you can't believe it. But last night was chicken. They're easing them into it. But Frankie said something about tomatoes and strawberries that I cannot get over.
I'll have the chicken.
Babe, you gotta try. Okay, what haven't you tried that's on the board?
Any of that on that side.
Are you kidding me? You've never had a tomato?
Oh, I've never had a tomato.
Oh,
ever in my whole life.
Oh my god.
Why not? Do you not have them in America?
We invented tomatoes. I like ketchup.
How old are you? Sorry? How old are you?
38.
You're 38.
Yeah.
And you've never had a tomato.
No,
And you
I've
have
never
them
had
in
a
your country.
strawberry. I've never had a tomato.
That's
I've
amazing.
never had.
You've never had a strawberry.
The strawberry is shocking, and I'm not here to judge because I think I didn't like tomatoes for a very long time either. Now,
Right.
now I can't live without them. Dane, what have you never eaten?
It was tacos.
A soft taco or a classic hard taco?
Both. So essentially, it was not until 3 months ago that my partner and me went to Mexico, and that's when they got all the sort of Mexicans in themselves to force me into actually eating one. But
So
I hadn't
why-
eaten one for 28 years.
Why wouldn't you have a taco in the first 28 years?
Pretty much only eat cheese on pizza, so it was a big fear factor to have cheese on a taco, so I kind of avoided it.
I love that. That's a fantastic reason, Dan.
And how did you go with your Mexican taco?
It was actually really good. Funnily enough, I occasionally have them every couple of weeks now, so it did change my thought about them.
See, this can happen. Even my Queen and Saviour, Taylor Swift, there's a scene in Miss Americana, that
Yeah.
documentary, where she had never had a burrito.
I remember watching that.
Yeah. And people were like, how can you do
Right.
that? Some things just slip you by.
Nova's first class and 50K. You are in the draw, Dane. Let's go to Sarah.
Sarah, how has this happened?
So I can't do plain boiled rice.
Why?
It makes me gag. I don't like it. It's just got no flavour.
And it's
No.
is it a textural thing?
Maybe I'll eat fried rice. Love fried rice.
But just plain fried rice, never had it, never will.
Plain, no. And
That's-
no.
No.
Partner, he won't eat a banana, but he will have banana bread, banana milkshake, banana everything, but won't eat a proper
Well,
banana.
I understand. There's nothing more awkward than somebody looking at you in the eye while they eat a banana. That
This
is,
is true.
I understand that. I knew an old man once who's long since dead who wouldn't eat rice because he was racist.
Yeah, right, okay.
Like, that is
Wow.
absurd to me. I'm like, you are missing out on the most magnificent cuisine there is
Seriously?
because you, sir, are a fool.
He doesn't deserve it then, Swanee.
Correct. Jackie,
Hello.
what have you never had?
I've never had a cup of coffee. I know. Crazy. My
How?
husband doesn't. I just don't like the smell of it. But funnily enough, I like tiramisu.
I mean, who doesn't love tiramisu? Everybody.
I know.
Well, you should get onto it.
Yeah, but yeah. No, it's funny. I just don't like the smell of it.
Yeah.
So,
Look,
no.
you're not alone. A lot of people don't like coffee. And
Yeah.
do you remember when you had your first cup of coffee?
I actually don't.
I do. Got all the way to year 12. And
Wow.
I'd never had a coffee and I wasn't a coffee person. And then I fell in love in the school common room.
Full-blown addicted.
Oh, man, I
Let's
am never looking back.
finish with Wendy. Really quickly, Wendy, what haven't you tried?
I haven't tried an oyster.
Well, Jack, you are dead to Jack.
What's the point of living, Wendy? Go and eat one right now.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go clicking.
Chrissy's clickbait.
Developing story.
Yes.
We've had our eyes on P. Diddy, Sean Combs, for a long time, and it seems like we're not the only ones. He is in big trouble.
Huge.
He is allegedly a very bad man.
Like, really bad.
Basically, federal agents have turned up at his house today. I'm not even going to say what the article says because it's so ick.
Yes.
It's so gross.
It's so horrible.
But of course, we've gone to Demois for clarification. And the allegations are the worst I've ever seen of another human being.
Dermois said they're Epstein level bad, which is like horrible.
Horrible.
And I do remember in November of last year, Cassie, a former ex of his and an artist as well, came out and filed a lawsuit. They reached an undisclosed settlement back end of last year, and then I was reading everyone else.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we check our sources and check them
we
again.
really do.
So you've gone to Wiki.
You've gone to Dermois. He's chef, like 20 years ago, filed a lawsuit. Again, reached an undisclosed settlement. It feels like that's just been happening for years and years, and now finally it's like, mate, you're not getting away with it anymore.
It feels like, that the carnival game Whack-A-Mole where these allegations come up and then you can get rid of them with money until you can't.
Yep.
So we will be watching that very, very carefully. I am sad, though, because one of my favourite songs on my walking playlist is this banger. Going nowhere. Going nowhere. And every time it comes on, I just feel invincible. I've gone onto my Spotify playlist already and I have deleted it.
Good. Well, I mean, it's quite fitting for him right now, but...
Yeah, well, there's also some footage of him wandering around a hire car rental place.
Yeah, at the airport in Miami, because he wasn't home at either of his homes when they carried out the raid.
Trust me, Sean, don't go there now.
Legit.
Good Lord. Now, this is a story that I want to discuss with you. A Victorian Road Policing Assistant Commissioner has apologised, a public apology, after being caught speeding. Now, he has said, he's very sorry. There's no excuse for it. I take full responsibility. He was doing 58 kilometres in a 50 zone.
Yep.
And he has had to issue a public apology. Thoughts, feelings, queries, Jack?
I think it's the right thing to do. Given his title and his role, if he were to pull someone else up and they clocked that it was him who'd just been in trouble for, speeding, I'd be like, oh, you're gonna find me, are you, mate? What about what you did last week? What are your thoughts?
I disagree.
What do you...
He thought it was a 60 zone and he was doing 58.
Yeah, that doesn't hold up in a court of law, mate, for any of us.
The signage is wrong.
No, you can't put this down. No.
It is. The signage.
What do you mean? There's a 5 and there's a 6. It's a 5-0 or it's a 6-0.
But he might just assumed.
The way you think the world works.
Some of them make no logical sense at all.
Oh, I completely agree. High Street,
and then it
Parade
goes
Melbourne
like
down to 40. Like
that
what?
is I've been clocked twice there.
I know.
Doing 52, thinking it was a 60 zone because I drive like a grandmother.
It's ridiculous, but that's not these guys are just policing the roads. That's like Vic Roads and the government we need to take up those issues with. This guy, I get why he had to apologise. I mean, it's not the biggest deal, who cares? But I get why he did it.
But we're human beings.
I know, but that's not how the law works.
Yes, but that's how it should work because it needs to be a bit flexible for how we're
Doesn't it need to be a bit flexible?
Yes, it does.
This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Oh, here we are, rolling into your 3 o'clock hour. I do believe that this is where we compare our to-do lists.
It sure is, Swanee. Kick us off.
Oh, I'm going first.
Yeah.
Am I? Well, today is Peg's birthday, of course.
Yes, happy
26th
birthday,
of March.
Peg.
Wonderful. I did tell her, I said, look, I had a choice. You could have come out a week earlier and it would have changed your star sign. So I had a choice between making her, because, out the sunroof. Yeah. I think I booked in her day of birth when I was 8 weeks pregnant. I'm a planner. Yeah. I was like, yep, let's lock this away. I can work towards something here.
I like that. Yeah, and you love a countdown.
Oh, God, I love a countdown. And that's the best sort of countdown when you're going to welcome a baby. But I had a choice between making her a Pisces or making her an Aries. And I did want to go with Pisces because Pisces and Scorpio are more compatible.
But she's an Aries?
She is an Aries because I thought I cannot mess with how long a baby cooks for inside a mother's body.
And doesn't that just speak to the fact that star signs are BS, if that's how easy we can decide?
I think they might be BS,
Yeah.
but we'll see. We'll see.
Tom's angry.
Oh, he's angry?
Sorry, mate. It's all shit.
Oh, hello, Pisces. It's not like you to be angry at a Scorpio.
They're real, I swear.
Are they? All right. Thanks, Jonathan Kana. All right, let's go through the to-do list, which is very considerable given that it is her birthday. Pick up Peg's cake, 11 a.m. It is an ice cream cake. I forgot to do that. Probably should have looked at my to-do list at that point.
Especially today.
It's actually not too bad. The next thing I've got to do is Char-Grill Charlie's. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. That's it. Half chicken and 3 salads. Bang. Can't wait.
Mine's very practical today as well, Swanee. It's just call Harvey Norman re-camera. My camera that I bought or got given as a gift over summer.
No. What actually happened is a hybrid of those two sentences. The camera that you made your mother buy for you for no reason.
Because she didn't know what to get me for Christmas. So before Christmas, I said, I want a camera. Let's go to Harvey Norman right now.
That's not how the original conversation went.
The lens has broken and I need to have it repaired.
Oh, that's upsetting.
I know. We're playing a round of Chrissy's Quizzy. Jump on the air, get in the draw for Nova's first class and 50K and get yourself a bum bag.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Is he another bad one? Or is he okay? Oh, no, he's a good one. Let's give away a bum bag.
Chrissy's Quizzy.
No, I was thinking of
Derulo. But I think Diddy helped start Usher's career.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Hello, Sharon.
Hello, Chrissy.
Hello, Sharon and Shannon.
Oh, this is tricky.
All right.
This is going to be difficult.
Okay, given that your names are your buzzers, girls, what is your nickname?
Oh, look, I cop a bit of Shazza, you know.
Okay, well, that's going to be your buzzer. Shannon, what's your nickname?
It'd be Shan.
Shan. I was hoping you'd say, I don't know, Titicaca or something, you know. We could really get funny. All right, Sharon, you can be Shazza. Shazza and Shannon are very...
It's tricky.
Oh, well, let's live dangerously. What have you got?
Old nickname. I've got a super old nickname.
Yeah, what is it?
Toast, believe it or not.
Toast?
Toast.
Let's go with that.
But
Good.
who is saying that?
Sharon.
Sharon, right. Okay. So,
I'm so confused.
No, we've got Toast versus Shannon.
Okay, great.
On no other show in the known universe could you do a competition where Shannon is versing Toast. But here we are. Question number 1. Who won Australian Idol last night?
Toast.
Toast.
Go. Toast.
Feeling right.
Well done. Question number 2. A blue tongue is a type of what?
Shannon.
Yes, Shannon.
Lizard.
It is a lizard. I found one once in the pool filter of an Airbnb I was staying at. He stunk and it was horrific.
Really?
Yeah, my children were very small and he was all puffed up like a little lizardy football.
I loved blue tongues as a kid. I was obsessed with them.
Well, this would have broken your heart.
Really?
No, he did not have a good time in the pool filter. Question number 3. 12 years ago today, Justin Bieber released this song.
If I was your boyfriend.
Toast.
Toast was first.
Don't tell me. Is it exactly 10 years ago?
12.
Do you want the name of the song?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or the boyfriend.
Toast, how are you getting this? And also, do not let me end this competition before finding out how you got the name Toast.
Oh, my goodness.
Question number 4. 2 points to Toast, 1 to Shannon.
Name the rapper whose 2 properties have been...
Shannon.
Yes, Shannon.
Diddy?
Yes. Can you believe that? He's a very bad man, allegedly.
This question number 5 is for the win, ladies.
Check your buzzers. Girls?
Toast, yep.
Yep, okay, good. Yep, still there. Can you tell me which Kardashian/Jenner has released a vodka soda drink called Sprinter?
Shannon?
Yes,
Toast.
Shannon for the win.
Courtney?
It is not. Toast for the steal.
Kylie Jenner.
Yes, it is Toast.
Woo!
Now, I know that you've said that it's a long story. Is it a long story how you got the name Toast? Will we lose the will to live, or can you give it to us in a nutshell?
I'll give you a real short version. Many years ago when I was in my early 20s, party, everyone was supposed to say had the munchies later, and I made a stack of toast. And everyone started calling me Toast after that.
Yeah, see, I got the story and I still lost the will to live.
I
Thank you,
loved it.
Toast.
I loved it, Toast.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Big ups to Priceline Pharmacy, where one of the greatest sellers is the pregnancy test.
Is it actually?
The old Clear Blues. Yes, it is.
Wow.
It is. Some of them, in some stores, like I think of the servos, they're all locked up because, people want to find out if they're pregnant.
Yeah.
But they don't want anyone to know what they're doing.
Right. So you can do it in a discreet...
steal them. People steal them. I tell you who hasn't stolen a pregnancy test is Cameron Diaz. She has just welcomed her second baby at the age of 51.
Natalie from Charlie's Angels.
From your favourite film ever.
My favourite film ever. That's so good. I'm happy for her.
Let's just talk about that for a minute, shall we? Let's just stop down. I want to recall and share with our beautiful listeners who are falling in love with you by the minute, of course, a conversation that actually occurred when we were in Brisbane recently about Charlie's Angels. What are the two movies? Charlie's Angels and Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
With Demi Moore.
Our friend Tom.
Madison Lee.
Our friend Tom, without a scrap of irony, said to you, what is better out of Charlie's Angels, the film, or Charlie's Angels Full Throttle? And you said... I couldn't pick. But you weren't saying that with any sort of irony. You were just like, oh, no, don't make me choose.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
I love that Charlie's Angels is your favourite film.
It really just depends on the day. Like on a hangover, I'll watch Charlie's Angels 1.
Yes.
Just because I'm really comfortable with it and across it. But if I feel like I'm sort of feeling good and need a bit of action and I can concentrate, I'll go Full Throttle because there's a bit more happening.
What's the difference?
Full Throttle.
There's a bit more happening.
There's a bit more happening.
Is it the same
like
cast?
Pink's in Full Throttle as a motocross sort of
Oh my God,
person.
you would have lost your mind.
Imagine 7-year-old Jack with Pink. And then Demi Moore pops up as Madison Lee. Shoots them off the, what's that beautiful white building in LA?
Would you say that, you know, on those specialist quiz shows where you've got to choose your category,
yeah,
you know, mine would be, say, folklore,
yeah,
Taylor Swift or whatever. Would your specialist category be Charlie's Angels
films?
films?
I think if I brushed up on them, yeah, I think it probably could be. Like
And I
all the Bosleys, etc.
Do you remember you nearly had a nervous breakdown because it had slipped your mind Drew Barrymore's character's name that was on her birth certificate?
Yes.
I've never seen you spiral into such self-doubt.
Because Drew's name on the show is Dylan, but you later find out that her first name was Helen Zass. And I got those two confused in Brisbane when we were talking about it at dinner. Anyway, back to Cameron Diaz. She's 51. She's had a baby with, I believe it's Benji Madden. Is that right, Swan? Let's pull it together. We're so happy for them. It's their second child.
Helen Zass.
Helen Zass.
I mean, that's a very inappropriate name for the magnificence of Drew Barrymore.
Right?
Like Dylan, I get.
Dylan's cool.
Helen Zass.
I know. Well, she changed it, so it's all right.
It's true. Yeah. Anyway, Cameron Diaz, who was... in Charlie's Angels. Yes, baby number 2 at 51. She had the new baby's name is Cardinal. She had her first baby. Well, she welcomed her first baby. I can't see anywhere whether or not she's carrying these children.
Right.
But let's assume she isn't. She had a daughter 4 years ago, Radix, at the age of 47, which seems very old. However, everywhere in the world, and probably could be you, 13, 24, 10. Have you had a baby when you were considered very old? Now, do you know what is considered very old?
It's something ridiculous like 38, yeah?
Yes. My friend Heidi got pregnant just naturally at 43.
That's crazy. Heidi from Married at First Sight, for those that watched her season.
And she was most affronted when she saw on her manila folder at the doctor's geriatric pregnancy.
A Jerry Preggy.
Have you had a geriatric pregnancy? We're not going to get anybody older than 51, I'm sure.
We're not. And if you haven't and you want to just call and chat Charlie's Angels, 13 24 10.
You're welcome.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
We're talking about Cameron Diaz, who's an alumna of Charlie's Angels. She's great in everything she does, that woman.
You can't not like Cameron Diaz.
I miss her, though. She hasn't been on the big screen for years.
Yeah, because she sort of came out and announced she'd retired from acting.
I know, but why?
I kind of respect it. Go and enjoy your cash and just live your best life.
I know, but I just so loved watching
Surely
her.
your mate Drew Barrymore should get her on her talk show.
Absolutely.
Every now and then.
I feel like she has.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's busy. She's got 2 babies now under 4. One, a little girl born 4 years ago when Cameron was 47. And this latest one, announced on Instagram yesterday, baby number 2, Cardinal, named after a small red bird, which every baby looks like when they're born. She's 51. She's going through it all again. Now, that is a geriatric pregnancy, and I know because I've had one.
How old were you?
40.
40.
Well, 39 with Peg, it's her birthday today. And I was 39, and that is a geriatric pregnancy. In fact, I think almost all of mine were geriatric because Leo I had when I was 34, 35, and I think he was the only one that was normal. Kit, old lady, 37.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Do you feel tired for Cameron Diaz, like at 51 having a child, having a baby?
Well,
there's an element of man,
Honestly, I could do it now, absolutely, a newborn, if I didn't have to also carry that baby inside me for 9 months.
Wait, you would happily have a newborn now?
I could take a newborn now, absolutely, and have the energy to look after it, but I couldn't grow it and look after it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Because it feels like a terrible trick with having babies is that right when you are your most exhausted and most tired after 9 months of
growing the thing,
rolling around like Grimace from McDonald's, right at that point when you're at the end, that's when you've got to stay up all night and have your boobs out and cracked and bleed from every... Do you know what I mean? It's like, that is cruel. But if you do it like Cameron Diaz has, which I think she has, someone else has done all that.
Outsourced it.
And then they just... It's like the Uber Eats version of childbirth. Cassie?
Yeah.
Are you a geriatric mother?
Well, what Mum would argue, my children might say I'm geriatric. Yeah, I was 37 and a half when I had my son, who's now 15, about to turn 16. And my daughter I had when I just turned 42.
And did you see the word geriatric, or was it said to you by a doctor?
Oh, the obstetrician told me, and I think my mother, who's a retired doctor, also told me when I turned 30, your eggs are shrivelling up.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah.
Cheers for the pressure, Mum.
Thanks, Mum. And even the obstetrician said, oh, so when are you going to have your third? My husband and I looked at one another and went, oh, my God, you're joking, aren't you?
You couldn't stand the backlash. I get it.
Fertile as can be. Doesn't matter what age you are, you're going to keep having babies. Yep, do what you have to do. Tubal ligation, please. Thank you.
A tubal ligation. You would have said to the obstetrician, hey, next time you're in there, tie them up. Jen, what are you a geriatric mother?
Yes. So I am 39 years old, having my baby number 5.
Okay, so have you seen the word geriatric written on your file anywhere?
Yes. Well, actually, when I had my last child, when I was 35, I had geriatric written on it.
I feel like they should use a different word.
Yeah, I'm only 35.
35 is not geriatric.
No, that feels so harsh.
That is so harsh. Well, good luck with your 5th baby. You're a braver woman than me. Kimmy.
Hi, Chrissy.
Kimmy, look at me. Kimmy, tell me your story. You are well and truly a geriatric mother.
I feel it every day, believe me.
Oh, man, you and me both.
So I had my first at 45, and then I had twins who just turned 5 when I was 48.
Wow. All right. Now, I just want to know so much about it. Did you have to have help, or did you just go, you did?
Yeah. And I went through 5 years of IVF here in Australia. And then the doctor said to me, either go egg donor or give up. So that's what we did. We headed off to Greece, in fact.
Really?
That's where they came from, 3 babies from Greece.
Oh,
what
my
a story.
God. I love this story, Kim.
Hey, but it gets better, Chrissy, because when you were on the circle,
yes.
I went to one of your shows where you had a psychic there.
Yes.
And you were pregnant at the time, and I asked her if I was going to get pregnant, and she said, you're going to need help, but keep going.
Kim, do you know what? You have just reminded me of the best psychic situation I've ever had. I'd forgotten it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pregnant with Kit on set.
Yeah.
And that same, can you remember her name or his name?
Oh, the lady with the blonde streak down her hair front that does...
Can't remember, but I was pregnant and I'd already chosen the name, but I hadn't told anybody. So I knew that he was a boy, and I knew that I was going to call him Kit. I knew it. And she said to me, who is Kit?
What?
Alison Dubois.
Alison Dubois, yes. And I was like...
Wait, isn't she from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
No, different. Anyway, We might have got that name wrong, but she definitely said that to me.
That is epic.
Yes, and I remember saying to Yumi or Georgie, that's my secret baby name.
Wow.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go clicking.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
There's a brouhaha brewing between Sacha Baron Cohen, also known as Borat, and Ali G, and Aussie girl Rebel Wilson. Just as that was coming out of my mind, I was like, oh my God, is she Australian? Yes, she is.
Yeah.
She's released a book, and in one of the chapters, she talks about an unnamed a-hole that she had to work with. And then she's taken to Instagram and absolutely blown it open and said, I'm not going to be silenced by high-priced lawyers and PR people. The bad guy is Sacha Baron Cohen. That is brave, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's risky as well when you're about to try and promote a book and sell a book. Like, it would delay that process of Rebel Rising. I mean, what an annoying title. But it will delay that process, I would think.
Yeah, but it's good publicity.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Is the book
It's
out yet?
Because books are pretty boring, generally.
True.
And if you know that there's going to be some sort of juice, you might buy it just to read that chapter.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is true.
she's a smart woman. She wouldn't be doing this by accident. And Sacha Baron Cohen has responded and said that is a very mean way to speak about me, and has also got his lawyers and publicists onto it.
It makes me think he knows it's true, that he's obviously been an arsehole to her.
Well, he says it's directly
down.
contradicted by extensive, detailed evidence.
What could that evidence be?
Well, other people saying that he's nice.
I read Dermois and apparently he's awful.
Well, here's the thing. That may be so, but this is my take on it.
Yeah, give it to me.
Not everybody is going to like you.
Yeah.
You and I love each other, and we get along so well. Personally, as friends, as life companions, and at work. So it would shock you that there are some people in the world that think I am the biggest asshole there is.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to say, but some people would think that about you too.
Absolutely would.
And I just think...
Name them.
And I just think, let them.
Yeah.
You cannot be everyone's cup of tea.
So do you think Rebel should just let him be an asshole, or Sacha Baron Cohen should just let her write about him? Do you know what I mean? Like, which stance do you take for that?
She should be able to say what she thinks, and he should accept it and move on.
Yeah, okay.
Because it reminds me of my other favourite quote. Tell your stories. If people wanted you to write warmly about them, they should have treated you better.
Yeah, true.
So there is a price for everything.
Yeah.
And the price for Sacha Baron Cohen and Rebel Wilson not being each other's type of person is this.
And
Don't you think?
I completely agree, Swanee. And just knowing them both how we do as like celebrities and actors.
Yes.
I can't imagine they'd get along. They don't seem like the two type of people that would mesh.
I agree. They feel like oil and water, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Moving on to my other interest area, Coles checkouts. If there is a heading with the word self-serve checkout, I am there. I am clicking that. Now, this latest one happened at Waterloo, Coles Waterloo, where I have been. I have shopped at Coles Waterloo.
Yeah.
He got in trouble. This guy got in trouble for not doing it in the right order, for not scanning it in the right order.
Stop. What?
Well, I'm with the Coles employee. He only had a few things with him. He had two slabs of Pepsi Max, 24 can, big, heavy. And then he had a whole lot of other bits and bobs. I imagine snacks, Doritos, etc., to go with the soft drink. So what he's done is he's scanned the smaller items first, and he hasn't done the heavy ones. And everybody knows that you scan the heavy ones first and get them away, and then you can put your smaller things around them in a cluster.
But to defend this dude, the whole point of self-serve and self-checkout is you get to scan it in whichever way order you like.
Yes, but that's the wrong order.
But who cares? It's up to him.
Well, I care, and so does the Coles employee.
Well, let the man live.
I will back them every day of the week. Heavy items first, smaller items second, clustered around so as not to fool the weight.
Maybe he wanted
to
crunch his Doritos. We don't know. Leave the poor dude alone.
Well, I'm going to write a chapter about him in my book, don't you worry. We're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Now check this out. The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.